what is your take? Like global order, and you have mentioned the like big players, but at the grassroots level, how will you be doing this?
Sir, at grassroots level, I think so that social and economic things are very synchronized.
Hello, Aisha. How are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm fine, sir.
First of all, congratulations for this interview call.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So this is the first time interview call, or earlier you have been to interviews?
No, sir. This is my first interview, sir.
And how was the journey so far, reaching this stage?
Sir, prelims were a little tough for me. I could not clear prelims for past two instances for less than 1 marks. So, sir, that was a bit tricky for me, sir. Prelims were.
Okay. So you have not opted for IPS and either of the uniform service, right? I can see. Is there any medical reason or otherwise the natural choice?
Sir, I have not opted for IFS, sir, because
No,
yes, sir.
if I am correctly able to see, the choice is IPS. You have not opted.
Sir, no, sir, I have opted for IPS. I have not opted for IFS, sir.
Okay, maybe the another DAF is my second one. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
IFS. Okay. So may I know the
So I
reason?
have. Yes, sir. The major reason for IFS, with all the due respect for diplomatic work needed for our country, is because there was a technical clause in IFS where I could not appear for the next term. So, given the two instances and two terms that I have been left with, so I wanted to appear for it for IAS, sir, mainly. So that's why I did not opt for IFS, sir.
But don't you think that today in this integrated world order, when India is, one of the lead in a special group like G20, Indian administrative service is not confining itself to India. Maybe a cadre thing, structural phenomenon is there, but you will be having maybe frequent exposure, or if your profile is developing that way, you will be giving many more chances. So diplomatic skills otherwise needed within the country also.
Sir, it was not about skills, but it was more about the service. I wanted to appear. I had a little inclination towards IAS officer because, sir, I have seen a lot of IAS in my own district that have done phenomenal groundwork and had led to greater bargaining capacity, sir, of India increases when we have a good social structure at ground. So, sir, for that purpose, I was a little inclined towards IAS than IFS, sir. So, due to the technical clause, I did not opt, sir.
Bargaining for what and from whom? You use this
Sir,
word.
yes, sir. Sir, the economic structure of India is one of the bargaining capacity, I think, so that the market, like big tech companies like Facebook, WhatsApp, have a good presence in India, and they have a good revenue shareholding in India, and that makes us a greater superpower. So, sir, the economic parity will eventually generate by the social upliftment, sir. So that's why, sir, I think so that bargaining capacity will only increase by grassroots level work, sir.
I understand, Aisha, but like say for example, you will be heading district team, right? If you become an IAS after 5-6 years or so, then like who are the people who you will be going that and you will be asking the fund, the budget, and the bargaining process? Because at the grassroots level, sometimes the farmers, sometimes the local players, sometimes even the politicians who have the fund, right? So what is your take? Like global order, and you have mentioned the like big players, but at the grassroots level, how will you be doing this?
Sir, at grassroots level, I think so that social and economic things are very synchronized. So, sir, in that area, sir, for funds, I might first see that where are the funds lacking and what in whichever district that I am. So what areas it needs growth. Like sir, for the first thing is the water, health, sanitation, and food. So sir, if these are given to a society, sir, it will eventually have a greater health indicators, sir, and also sir, health index, and ultimately in multidimensional health and multidimensional poverty index also we have. So sir, in this area there will be a multidimensional growth of society. So sir, wherever the funds will be lacking, like if I see that the funds are lacking not because of the sanctions by not because it has been stalled by a higher authority, so I will be asking for them. And if not stalled, and if I see that there is a greater capacity in panchayati raj also, that it can generate, and self revenues are also a basis. So sir, I will look into the case that what is the case that is stalling the funds.
Okay, I got your point. How many siblings you have, Aisha?
Sir, I have a older sister, sir.
Older sister. So
Yes.
two sisters in family.
Yes, sir.
So who is more attached? Older one, or you are more attached to parents?
Uh, sir, my sister has been married and she is a dentist, so she has been outside a lot. So I think so that I am more attached to them,
Who
sir.
is taking care of your parents?
Sir, right now I am, sir.
You are taking care. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'll come back to you again on this topic at the end of
Yes, sir.
the interview. So, what are the hobbies that you have? This is my last question.
Uh, sir, first is the landscape photography, and second is the vegetable gardening, sir.
Landscape photography, vegetable gardening, or ornamental gardening?
Vegetable gardening, sir.
Did you change something in your Dev 1 and Dev 2?
Sir, I think so. It might have been changed, but in DAF one, such things were not asked, sir.
Okay, see, similar words have not been used, if I can match.
Uh,
Anyway,
Sir, I
okay.
think so. I should check that which I have sent, but I think so that I have sent the correct one only, sir.
What do you mean by landscape photography? Because I am not
Uh,
doing anything about it.
Sir, landscape photography takes the geographical area or the nature as a prima facie of your photos, like the mountains, the landscape of, like if you do night photography, so it would be more of the stars or the galaxies or the things that are more in the natural area. So, sir, that is landscape photography.
Okay, so how will you be using it in the administration if say you are in service?
Yes, sir. Sir, landscape photography has helped me in seeing that how we can actually see a area, like what components are actually there in that area. Like in where I have practiced, like in Devas also I have practiced. So we have seen that there are various mountains of Vindhya ranges that are available. So, sir, that can be used for cultural practices or also for having windmills in energy sector. So, sir, this can be a very good example or how you can actually use your geographical indications in
Have you,
administration.
yeah, have you ever practiced what you are saying, like at the micro level also?
Sir, the photography I have practiced, sir. But this, the larger, sir, I would need official authority to do that, sir.
Okay, thank you, Aisha. I will come back to you again in last. Over to
Thank you,
you,
sir.
Abol. Yeah.
Thank you, Nitin sir, and hello Aisha, how are you?
Good afternoon, sir. I'm fine, sir.
Okay, so I see. Okay, so I see your optional is CSIR. So
Yes.
just a basic question: who is the chief coordinator of our G20 summit that we are having in India?
Sir, I don't have idea about it, sir. I have to look into it.
Okay, all right. Are you aware that we are holding the presidency this year?
Yes, sir. G20 working communities are also held. The meetings are held in Madhya Pradesh itself, sir. So I am aware of it, sir.
So what meeting was held in Madhya Pradesh?
Sir, the last week at Indore, it was held working committee on agriculture, and this week will be holding working committee on cultural in Khajuraho, sir.
Okay, so what were the outcomes of those two meetings?
Sir, in Khajuraho, it will be held, so there is no outcome of it. But sir, in agriculture, sir, it was
I mean the
taken.
previous one.
Yes, sir. Sir, in agriculture working committee, it was mainly targeted that agriculture has become very the productivity level at larger level is declining. Given the food security area, they have also told that climate change has to be taken into account for agriculture. So that was one of the agenda. Though the key outcomes about the major outcomes that they will be doing for it, I have to see upon that news, sir.
Okay, so and what are the major outcomes as a country we can see from the G20 presidency? What outcomes can we aim to achieve?
Sir, at international level, it will increase the India's because as has been highlighted by former no, not former, the foreign minister of India is Jaishankar, that India is looking for Vishwa Guru. So sir, it will highlight the India's importance in the same and in South-South cooperation as well. And sir, it will increase India's high stake at higher tables. Like India is rooting for becoming a permanent member at UNSC councils. So, sir, given that we are having this capacity to actually make people or the 20 countries on one page, it will make a greater impact for India's level at international relations, sir.
Okay. Now you spoke about Indore, that one meeting was conducted. So in the previous, we see Swachh Sarvekhan every year. Indore win very good prizes. No, it's considered one of the cleanest cities of India. So what are some of the best practices that Indore is doing that it is getting into the top prizes of the cleanliness competition?
Sir, Indore has been cleanest city of India for 6 times. Sir, the major uh, features of it is, sir, first of all, is infrastructure building and surveillance go simultaneously in Indore. While they have increased the collection bins, collection vehicles, they have also increased the surveillance that which path they will be taking. And sir, apart from it, sir, that major thing that I have seen in Indore is the behavioral change of the people itself, sir. The Indore people, like there was major gear that holds in the Holi, sir. So last time, sir, when it was held, people came out themselves and started cleaning the area that they have self done dirty. So, sir, there is a larger behavioral change. And so third that I find is the competition that Indore held in its ward zones, like zero waste ward zones or no plastic ward zones. So that has also helped in Indore making more progress in cleanliness, sir.
Okay, tell me your priority if you become SDM, one domain which will be your priority.
Sir, coming from an education sector, my priority will be education apart from, sir, food and health, sir.
Okay, so do you think that there is a need for any behavioral change in education sector at the grassroots level?
Sir, given the, I think so that a behavioral change is needed, more on the practicality and skill enhancement of the people. Like, sir, the vocational education in India is considered an area where people don't go much, but training is needed, sir. So, sir, in that area, there is a behavioral change needed where students need to also have vocational education for skill enhancement. So, sir, this major breakthrough for behavioral change is needed. So, I think.
Okay, my last question: how will you induce this behavioral change in your jurisdiction?
Sir, first, I have to see that in like in Indore only, sir. We had a competitions and that can be induced. and also help of municipality or the sorry, or the Panchayati Raj, sir, where we have to take a decentralized approach where people have to be educated at ground level, that skills are needed for better employment and employability. So, sir, more knowledge dissemination at ground level would be my approach, sir.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you,
I'll
sir.
hand over to Mr. Saurabh.
Thank you, sir.
Hello, Ayasha. This is Saurabh Pandey here.
Good afternoon, sir.
First of all, congratulations to you for reaching up to this point.
Thank you.
So, as I can see in your DAP, so you belong to Devas, right?
Yes, sir.
So, can you tell me how historically Devas is famous?
So historically, Devas has been famous for dynasties. Like the Maratha rule has been major. Like in fact, the Tukojirao Pawar, the granddaughter of Pawar dynasty, has been a major king of Devas itself. And so, apart from historical reasons, one of the major things like E.J. Foster, one of the civil servant, wrote a book upon Devas, A Hill of Devis. So, sir, that religious angle also come into the historical play. Apart from it, sir, Devas has also been a major industrial area right from the British time. It was one of the opium manufacturing city. So, sir, these were the historical things that Devas is famous for.
Okay, great. So, do you think that Devas plays an important role in our economic system also? Because there is a printing press in Devas. So, how does it play an important role in our economy?
Sir, first of all is the, as you have highlighted, sir, that banknote press is there in Devas. So, sir, given the currency, sir, is needed. So, that is one of the major economic play of importance of Devas. Second is, sir, that Devas is known as the soybean capital of India. It has the largest soybean production in India. So, sir, on the agriculture front, also Devas has been famous in economics. And sir, on the industrial front, Devas is known for historically industrial important. Till now, we have John Deere, Kirloskar, S. Kumar. These big players are also available in Devas and have set up industries over here. So, sir, these three things, all in the service sectors, industrial sector and agriculture sector, important in economic.
Okay, great, very good. One more thing, like what all type of currencies are printed in Devas?
So, as far as I can remember, the 500 note is printed mainly here because 2000 note hasn't been into play a lot. So, 500 note press is major here. So.
Rupees 10 note is also printed in Devas?
Sir, I have to look into fact upon it, sir. Sorry.
Okay. So, can you name one freedom fighter who was famous from Devas?
Sir, I don't remember. Sir, sorry for that.
Okay, so there is one freedom fighter in 1850 who took part in 1857. So please go into this. No, one more question. Like you mentioned about the Maratha kingdom. So Maratha kingdom was divided into two parts in Devas. So which part of Maratha kingdom would you like to implement if you are given a chance to implement the features of Maratha kingdom when you become a DM?
Sir, first of all, that in Maratha kingdom, first of all, there was Ashtapradhan, sir, where a council of decentralization in various measures was taken. And I believe in doctrine of proportionality, where people have to take their own things, and the proportion of jobs has to be taken into account. So, sir, apart from Ashtapradhan, I would also take one of the key features was inclusivity in Maratha region, where if you see the Pune regions, there is a sense of inclusivity and agricultural production enhancement. So, sir,
But
these two things.
how would you include as a DM? How do you
Sir,
include these features as a DM, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, as I will be an executive, part of executive, and an implementation chain has to be enhanced. Sir, first of all, that Madhya Pradesh is itself applying areas such as custom hiring centers for mechanization. And also the farmer producer organization has been come into a major play in Devas and Madhya Pradesh region. So sir, cooperation, because there is a lack of there is a lesser productivity and also lesser outcome because of the low land holding
Okay,
capacity.
have you heard of Chat GPT?
Yes sir, I have heard of that.
What is this?
Sir, ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence program where whatever questions you will be asking it, like related to education or anything, so it will be giving you an answer from sir, various sources, sir.
So Chat GPT uses natural language processing. Can you tell me something about natural language processing?
So I have to look into it, sir. I don't have too much knowledge on this
Okay,
aspect,
do
sir.
you see any ethical issues associated with Chat GPT in future? Like, will it affect jobs or whether it is good in for our future?
Sir, I think so that artificial intelligence itself has an inherent job loss in the mainly the blue collar jobs that we see. Like in manufacturing, if there is artificial intelligence, and sir, that makes the blue collar jobs or the lower paying jobs like robotics. Sir, it makes an endangerment to it. And in Chat GPT, sir, I think so that education, like as I can recall a bits of natural level, natural language learning, where it has been seen that if it will be giving answers to the people itself. So, sir, the adaptability and the enhancement of brain, the brain works on its principles, sir. It makes error and then it processes or reforms itself. But if ChatGPT will be spoon feeding you, so sir, there is an also risk of not enhancing your brain skills. So sir, I think so that ethical concerns are there, sir, for it, sir.
And what are the positive points associated with this?
So positive points is the resource availability and resource enhancement. While areas that don't need a larger context, like if you ask Chat GPT that what will be an essay on something, so you can get a good answer and you can actually formulate
So
when you
is it good or bad? It is if I write an essay using Chat GPT. Let us say I am in class 10th and I'm preparing for my board exam, and I ask Chat GPT to write an essay for me. So is it good or bad?
Sir, it will depend on the user and the area that he is using. If the user is using the area for cheating, or let's say he is not using that area as in his or her own reform, like if I just write an essay that please tell me an essay on this one, and I'm not actually seeing that what I can improve upon itself, so sir, that is wrong. But if you are using it for your own knowledge enhancement, then it is right, sir.
Okay. Okay. So have you heard of this Bhar OS software?
Sorry, sir.
Have you heard of Bhar OS software? Recently
No,
launched
sir.
by. Okay. So do you know that there is one company who is establishing semiconductor making a chip making company in India? So which company is this?
Sir, name of the company I don't know. It was 5 nanometer processor, but I don't know the name of company. Sir, the processing is going on, so there is a noise, lot of noise here.
Okay, 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 no problem.
So,
So Rohan, we can like call it off.
okay.
What?
So Aisha, my last question to you. I
Yes,
think there is
sir.
some background noise, so
Yes, sir.
we will be shortening it up. There is no problem. One more thing that I realized that there are many more questions from your background, like BE and artificial neural network. So Saurabh sir, I request you to, after this session is over, so Rohan will connect her to you, right? So you may ask many questions and give her the idea.
Okay,
And
okay,
so
sir.
is Amol also, because many more questions can be there in leisure time if so, if required.
Because of
There
this
may be,
processing, sorry, sir, for
yeah,
the
there's no problem at all. Uh, my last question was to be from Article 30, because you have PSIR as an optional. And what are the grounds, and so far, if there is some change required in the status given to the religious and the cultural segment, for like so-called minority section. So the population size, and it's okay. Any additional question is there, we all will be connecting independently with you later on.
Yes,
So
sir.
we can start the feedback. Okay, so I'll
Yes, sir.
request Amol to give the feedback first.
Okay. Aisha, your knowledge is good, but I feel आपको थोड़े से आंसर्स अपने फोकस रखने हैं. आपके पास थोड़ी ज्यादा नॉलेज आ जाती है तो आप खुद से ही बता देते हो बहुत सारी चीजें. तो उसको थोड़ा सा आप कंसाइज रखिए आंसर. थोड़ा क्योंकि जब हम लोग सुनते हैं आंसर तो बहुत डिविएशन है. खुद से ही आप कुछ पूछ लेंगे. सौरभ सर ने चैट जीपीटी के बारे में पूछा तो आप गुड और बैड सिर्फ गुड और बैड पे छोड़ सकते थे. आपने एक अलग कहानी शुरू कर दी. इफ यू आस्क समबडी देन दिस दैट. जैसे मैंने भी आपसे G20 के बारे में पूछा कि क्या हो रहा है तो आपने अननेसेसरी मुझे बताया कि एमपी में वो है मीटिंग. मुझे वो जानना ही नहीं था कि मेरा क्वेश्चन नेशनल लेवल पे था. आपने उसको एमपी पे रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर दिया. तो आई थिंक जितना पूछा जाए उतना जवाब देंगे तो आई थिंक दैट विल बी बेटर. मैंने आपसे एक डोमेन मांगा था जो आप काम करना चाहेंगे तो आपने बोला कि एजुकेशन. तो मैं खुश हो गया. फिर आपने बोला अपार्ट फ्रॉम फूड एंड एग्रीकल्चर. मुझे उसकी जरूरत नहीं थी. तो दिस शोज कि आप थोड़ा वेवर कर रहे हैं. सी आपने मीन्स क्लियर किया है तो सबके पास नॉलेज है हमें पता है. बट इंटरव्यू इज मोर ऑफ अ टेस्ट ऑफ योर पर्सनैलिटी एंड हाउ फोकस्ड यू आर. तो भले ही आपके पास नॉलेज है बट उस नॉलेज को जब जरूरत पड़े तभी दिखाना चाहिए. और जितना पूछा जाए उतना जवाब देंगे तो आई थिंक योर इंटरव्यू विल बी मोर इंगेजिंग. आई थिंक यू शुड गो बैक एंड सी द रिकॉर्डिंग. आपको खुद समझ में आ जाएगा कि आप कहाँ कहाँ पे एक आपने अलग कहानी शुरू कर दी है. ठीक है. तो आई थिंक और एक दूसरा एक छोटा सा डाउट छोटा सा ऑब्जर्वेशन ये है कि आप जार्गन्स बहुत यूज करते हैं. सिंपल भाषा में आप बताएंगे तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. जो फर्स्ट आंसर था आपका उसमें आपने बहुत सारे जार्गन्स यूज करे. मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी इंडेक्स और पता नहीं क्या क्या बीच में सिंपल सा क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था. आपने क्योंकि पढ़ लिया है आपने मल्टी डायमेंशनल पॉवर्टी इंडेक्स तो आपने वो सब सारी चीजें बता दी जिसकी जरूरत नहीं थी. तो वो थोड़ा सिंपल और प्लेन रखेंगे तो ज्यादा इंगेजिंग रहेगा. मजा आएगा बात करने. दैट्स ऑल.
Yeah, Saurabh sir, what's your take?
Aisha, I think that you need to work up on your science and technology part, and particularly related to the recent developments. And as Anmol sir has rightly said, that you need to keep focused on your answers. Your answers were deviating a lot, and if you do not know anything, so do not try to beat about the bush. So if you do not know, simply you can say that I do not know. So that is my take, and over to Nitin sir.
So Aisha, I'll be in the same line, but yeah, see the approach is little different for interview. More you are practical, maybe legitimately that way natural and social, if I may use this word. So it will be bringing not only the receptivity in the answers, but it will be all, very well taken. So academic touch more in the answers, maybe not that required. So earlier you used the bargaining process, then you went to the macro level. So what is there at the micro level? Farmers हैं, industry है, गरीब लोग हैं, और फिर यदि लोकल लेवल पे ही फंड वी हैव टू अरेंज, तो वहां पर कैसे होगा? तो छोटे छोटे लेवल पे हमें चीजें समझनी है. तो आई विल से दैट ब्रिलियंट स्कूल गर्ल अप्रोच, right? What was your approach after class 12? So they like it very much. Okay, so if you are having this, it will go really gel well. And then try to bring the natural reasoning for the choices for the services that you have. Why I asked that how many siblings you have and who is more attached, right? It is, I'm saying, like whatever you are saying is fine, diplomatic skills and all, but it may also be one of the reason that parents and everything, even in service, we put that compassionate ground representation we give to be at home or like that. Some of the applications are there, and of course, department go out of the way to consider it, even for the medical treatment. So you may say this is one of the ground, and they will be taking it, yeah, because two daughters, so that's how it is. And any of the additional question is there related to your optional and other thing. So we may be in touch with you to give you more idea about the questions. I think you can make it. When is your real interview?
So mine is in third phase, sir, after 21st of April.
Okay, so you have lot of time. Okay, so I'll suggest not only you have to be practical, go for some of the physical exercise, because interview is all about
Yes, sir.
and read some of the motivational book. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and any of the doubt if you have, you may be you may ask Mr. Rohan to connect either of us. Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
so I think do you have any question from any of us? You may ask.
So, first thing that I just wanted to ask that I have to make the answer to the point. There should be no deviations.
Yes.
Apart from it, sir, what was the overall in the online we cannot see the presence, but was the communication a part of improvement that I need to do?
What did you say?
Sir, on communication front, I have to work on what? Apart
Yes,
from
yes.
just okay, sir. Uh, just that, sir. And sir, on this present, sir, how much am I scoring right now? Just a physical idea, just a fizzy idea, sir.
See, we are not into that square fitting for the marks, but still, I can say that you can really, you can make it. Okay, but only thing is that
Yes,
the
sir.
approach and the feedback given. If you are able to work, because you have good time, you have
Yes,
good
sir.
time with you. So I think that it will be working, because
Yes, sir.
not substantial change, but the changes that are required in the approach is needed, and you can do it. After seeing the recording, you
Yes.
will come to know about
Okay, sir.
it. Okay. So wish you all
Okay,
the
Aisha,
very
I will.
best, Aisha.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.